Hello and a very, very warm welcome to the Big Wild Quiz. My name is Sophie Pavelle. I'm an author, science communicator, and very proud ambassador for the Wildlife Trust. I can't believe we're here again. It's the Big Wild Quiz again already, and I hope that you're all staying cool on this very warm, balmy Sunday evening. And thank you so much for taking the time to tune in. It's great to see so many of you already. It's very exciting. Now, this year, you may notice that we are in different company. So you may well be used to the wonderful David Oakes as my fellow quiz master. He's also a wonderful ambassador, but David is busy being a thespian in his actual real life job as an actor. He's in a play in London, so he's not here. He's otherwise occupied. But I have some help. My very good friend, amazing science communicator, campaigner, and podcaster. She's my fellow co-host of our podcast, For What It's Earth. Emma Brisdion is here to help us out. So we're so excited to have Emma. Hello.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm very happy, delighted, in fact, to be filling in for David. Intimidated, of course. He's such a brilliant co-host of this every year. But thanks for having me. So we're really, really looking forward to tonight's quiz. It's all part of 30 Days Wild from the Wildlife Trusts. We're nearly at the end, in fact, actually. It's almost the end of June, which means it's nearly the end of 30 Days Wild. So we want to know in the chat, let us know what you've been doing for 30 Days Wild this year. What are the wild things you've been doing? What have you been doing to try and connect a bit more with nature? It's great to see so many of you already popping in, letting us know where you're from. Tell us what cool things you've seen this month. I really, really do want to know. Actually, let's start with you, Soph. What have you been doing as well this month? What cool stuff have you seen?
What cool stuff have I seen? Well, there's been lots going on. It's been a very kind of busy feeling spring, but I tell you what I've been absolutely loving is the amount of birdsong this year has felt really noticeable, to the point where I've been on phone calls and people have been like, "Are you outside? Are you in some kind of like aviary?" Because the birds are like really, really loud. But we've had house sparrows, we've had a resident blackbird waking me up at 4 a.m. sometimes. And we've had all sorts of insects associated with that, which has felt really wonderful because obviously, you know, we're in a time where biodiversity is having difficult moments, and birds and insects feel very precious to see in and around suburban areas like where I live especially. So it's been lovely to have so many birds kind of sticking around. How about you? What have you been up to? You do all sorts of wild things.
Well, I think one of the best things about 30 Days Wild is the reminder at the end of it that actually 30 days, you don't need to cap the wild experiences at 30 days.
Absolutely.
Go out and enjoy nature and do lots of wonderful things. But this year I dug a slightly bigger pond than I used to have in my garden, and one of the great joys in life has been watching my tadpoles grow. This is the first year I've had tadpoles, and I was going out watering the garden yesterday from my rain butt. Everything's looking a little bit parched, and tiny baby froglets jumped on my foot.
That's an amazing day.
Exciting. Yeah, my first year of sort of my home. Can we say homegrown frogs?
Homegrown frogs. Yeah, I think so. Very organic. Well, we'll all be wishing and hoping to one day have frogs leaping around our feet. That sounds amazing. But let's get ready to start quizzing, as that's why you're all here. Please make sure that you have got a pen, some paper, and your thinking caps on. We have 30 questions. 30 questions, 30 Days Wild. 30 is a very clear theme. And there's a mix of difficulties. Thank you very much. There's a mix of difficulties, a mix of different kinds of rounds. You know the score. We have 5 rounds, 5 questions in each round, and we're going to give you the answers at the end of each round. So we're going to do 5 questions, have a little pause, give you the answers, on to the next round. So please keep a tally. There are no prizes at the end other than pride and joy. So we really want to hear how you get on. Please keep the chat going really lively, but please, please, please keep it friendly. Please don't put any answers in the chat. The chat is just for us to have a conversation with one another. That's why we need to go nice and analog and have good old pen and paper. So that's our number one rule. Whether you're playing individually at home, whether you're watching in a group, playing against other people in the chat, I think we are ready to go. Are you ready, Emma?
Absolutely. Sorry, I was just reading all of the amazing things that people have been seeing this week. Lynette's been seeing ringlet butterflies.
Oh, okay.
Timothy's been listening to rose-ringed parakeets. I mean, it's been a good 30 days for wildlife, I think.
Oh, Amanda has seen a baby letter-headed woodpecker.
Oh,
Amanda, that's wonderful. Lovely. Yes, it's a very distracting chat. You're all incredibly busy, amazing wild things, but we will come back to you. But I'm very keen to get into round one.
Let's quiz.
We're going to warm you up nice and gently with general knowledge of UK nature. Okay? So, and it's multiple choice, which is absolutely wonderful for you. Okay. Question 1 of round 1 of the Big Wild Quiz 2025, UK nature general knowledge. What type of tree is the oldest species of tree in the UK? Is it A, oak, B, ash, C, yew, or D, beech? What type of tree is the oldest species of tree in the UK? A, oak, B, ash, C, yew, and D, beech. And you can see on your screen the question is in written form.
Big thanks to Liam for making this all look so neat and tidy and making sure these questions pop up.
Liam the Wizard. Oh, no answers in the chat, please. Please write them down.
Spot there. Yep, keep your answers firmly to your pen and paper, please.
We're in the chat, please. They're out. No answers in the chat, please. Thank you.
All right, are we ready for question 2?
Yeah.
What is the heaviest native land carnivore currently in the UK?
Me.
Well, I didn't want to say it. Is it A, a fox, B, a badger, C, an otter, or D, a pine marten? Those options again for you. A, fox, B, badger, C, otter, or D, pine marten?
4 absolutely wonderful mammals.
Do you know what? I've never seen a pine marten. I've seen all the others, but I've never seen pine marten.
Oh, I have. And do you know what? The courtesy of the Wildlife Trust, Devon Wildlife Trust, have just, well, they are in the middle of a really successful project reintroducing pine martens to Dartmoor, near where I live, which is amazing.
Oh, well, you're going to have to take me to go and see them next time I come down.
We will. We'll report back, listeners, don't worry. Okay, question 3 of round 1 of general UK nature knowledge. Which of these UK mammals uses echolocation to hunt insects at night? Is it A, a hedgehog, B, a bat, C, a mole, or D, a red squirrel? Which of these UK mammals uses echolocation to hunt insects at night? Hedgehog, bat, mole, or red squirrel? A skill that I would absolutely love to be able to have.
I don't find myself hunting insects often, but if it was to find them to see them, yes, that would be very good.
Yes, interesting, like sort of laser vision.
Yeah, I'm not going out
I love that for you. Yeah,
I would love to see.
I can see that.
All right, question 4. Which of these UK reptiles gives birth to live young? Is it A, grass snake, B, adder, C, slow worm, or D, sand lizard? I actually don't know this one. I'll be honest with you.
No, and also it still amazes me that we have reptiles in the UK. Like it's one of those things where you're just like, actually, wildlife here is incredible.
It is, isn't it?
Reptiles here on little old Blighty, although it does not feel like little old Blighty today. It feels like big, hot,
muggy
heat. Good. Oh, so many of you. Lisa has buddleia full of ladybirds.
Ooh.
Lovely image, lovely purple buddleia. We also had lovely involvement from, I think it was 3 quizsters, Carrick, Claudia, and Oban, are ready with their pens and paper, and they have something wild every day in June on Isle of Man. Oh, that sounds very exotic.
Very nice, very nice.
Right, final question of round 1. Question 5. What type of bird is the puffin? A, a duck, B, a gull, C, an auk, or D, a penguin? What type of bird is the puffin? Duck, gull, auk, or penguin?
Love a puffin. I saw some off the coast of Ireland this week. They're just such cool little charismatic creatures, aren't they?
Just slip another 30 Days Wild anecdote in there.
Yeah, this is
It's
no
so
longer
funny.
This is just a vehicle for Sophie and I to talk about while I'm there.
Once we start, we can't stop. Good. Okay. Hello, Stuart. Tuning in on time. Hello from Newquay. Oh, I bet it's lovely down there. Good. Okay, so we will begin going through the answers, I think, as we go through the answers at the end of every round. So hopefully you're all ready. You are happy with your answers? Happy? Yes, happy with your answers. I'm going to give you the real ones now. Good. We'll go back to question 1, shall we? What type of tree is the oldest species of tree in the UK? The answer is, of course, C. And the species is yew. Not you as in you or me, you as in you. Do you know that some yew trees in the UK, Emma, may be over 3,000 years old?
That is
Can you
old,
imagine being old?
Not that old. I mean, the things those trees must have seen.
I know.
Well, hopefully some of you got question 1 right and you're off to a flying start. If you didn't, don't worry, there's plenty left for you to redeem yourself. Question 2 was, what was the heaviest native land carnivore currently in the UK? Sophie, you did offer yourself up as an option. I'm afraid you weren't.
I'm fine with not being on the real answer.
You've been beaten by badger. The answer was B, badger. Badgers live in large underground homes called setts. I've got some in the woods near my house. They're very impressive and can weigh up to 12 kilograms, which is actually quite hefty.
They are quite hefty indeed. Really, really quite hefty. Oh, Andy is joining us from a boat on the canal. I mean, last night he had a grass snake swim past the boat.
Very
Crikey.
cool.
Very kicking
cool.
off on the canal. Okay.
Heather, Sam, Beth, Gareth, and Miffy.
Oh, hello. Lovely.
And everybody else joining.
Question 3 of round 1. Which of these UK mammals uses echolocation to hunt insects at night? The answer is, of course, B. B for bat. If you put bat for question 3, you are correct. UK bats are very well known for using high-pitched sounds to see in the dark, like nature's sonar system. And actually, I think our own sonar systems that are used in like the military and shipping and navigation are inspired by the prowess found in bats. So we've done a good job there. So much so that we are.
I'm sure they're delighted.
I think they patented it though. They're probably like, oh, humans are rubbish.
Stop copying us, guys.
Copying us.
Okay, question 4, which of these UK reptiles gives birth to live young? And the answer is adders. So unlike most reptiles, which often lay eggs, adders actually give birth to live snakelets. And I'll be honest with you, until today, I didn't know that was a word.
I'll be honest with you, I did not know either. Snakelets.
Would love to see a snake.
Absolutely love that.
Doesn't that just the most sort of charming fairy tale book description of something as a baby? A little snakelet.
Snakelet. It completely reimagines my view of snake. I mean, I love snakes, but little baby snakelets. That's absolutely wonderful. I love that. Right, question 5. What type of bird is the puffin? I really, really wish it could have been a penguin, just because I think that would be lovely. But I'm afraid it's not. I'm afraid the answer is C for auk. Auk as in AUK, not orca or a Lord of the Rings creature.
Do you know what? I knew you'd take the opportunity for a good Lord of the Rings reference there. Very subtly done. Nice.
It could not have been less subtle. Thank you, though. But if you put auk, which was C, well done. Puffins are actually one of the best swimmers, and they can fly underwater to catch fish, which is another incredible skill.
Really quite
cool. Yeah, very good. Well done. That's round 1 over. I hope that has whetted your appetite for a further few rounds. We're going to go straight into round 2, and this is where our lovely friend and fellow quizzer David Oakes, returns to us in digital form. And this round is very aptly called What Has David Found? David is obviously not here, but he's still forever on his travels. But all you need to do is take a good look at the picture on your screen and figure out what animal has David found. He's very proud about the animal that he's found. And I'm afraid that there's no multiple choice here. So we're literally going to show you the image and ask you what David has found while he's out and about. So let's have a look at question 1, which is also question 6 in the entire quiz. And have a look at what David's... He's absolutely delighted there.
Superb photography. I mean, what more could you possibly want? Speaking of David,
yeah,
I think he's popped up in the chat, Soph, sending wild wishes, and he saw a stunning wild polecat.
Oh,
that's pretty impressive. Well, hi, David. Wild wishes.
Hi, David. Of course, you're busy. You're on the chat. You're out traveling and seeing all sorts of weird wild animals. Very good of him to get in touch from the stage.
We have to assume there's a quick intermission, and he's frantically logging on.
Absolutely.
Well, hopefully everybody recognised that first thing that David saw. It's really quite hard not to.
I know.
Not to say anything from this end, isn't it?
Yeah, it is quite hard. Right, let's see the next one. What has David found on this trip? Oh. Okay.
It's the implication of scale that's quite.
Yes, it looks like a bouncy castle. A good one, actually.
Tiny David has gone out into nature.
I bet he would love to do that. Okay, what is that? Right then. Oh, I nearly gave it away by introducing it as what it's going to be. Let's see what else he's got then. What else has David found? What is the next one? So this will be question 3 of round 2, or question 8 if you're doing them in their entirety.
Ooh, very colourful, this one.
Very lovely. Very, very pretty. It's a lovely polka dot situation going on.
Yeah.
Nature's a bit funny like that, where it sort of looks a bit drab from a distance. So you look up close, it's absolutely amazing.
Are you, Sophie, are you the type of person who wanders around with a hand lens?
No, I wish I was sometimes, but I always admire people who are. And I have, every time I've enjoyed a hand lens, I think, why don't I have one? And then something distracts me, like a meal, and I forget it forever.
Like a meal, yeah, a good snack.
A good snack. Lovely. Well, let's move on. Question 9, also known as question 4 of round 2. David is just non-stop at the moment.
Gosh, he has been everywhere, hasn't he?
And just in the same clothes.
He's not looking very well dressed for this this marine excursion.
No, he'll probably be quite chilly after this. But he's doing a bit of a David Attenborough here, because David Attenborough is famous for, of course, being incredible, but also rocking the baby blue shirt and pale chinos all over the world.
He's consistent, yeah.
Yeah, he's got his look and he's sticking to it, and I really, really respect that. And David is doing the same. Okay, final picture of David before he leaves us once again. This will be question 10 in the overall quiz, or question 5 of round 2. And this is a lovely one.
It's a lovely bit of moss as well there. I do like a bit of moss.
Emma loves a bit of moss. Any chance that Emma gets to talk about moss, you can't stop her.
Oh, I can't identify any moss, I have to admit, but I just think it's incredibly cool. I have a lot of admiration for moss. Brilliant for creating habitat, great carbon store, great water store. It can hang out in deserts. It can sit in space. It's just, moss is amazing.
And moss is something that you would definitely probably benefit from having a hand lens for, wouldn't you say?
You're right. Yeah, you're right. I think we're going to need to get ourselves some hand lenses.
Yeah. Well, that's the end of round 2. I hope you enjoyed your whistle-stop tour of the planet there, courtesy of David Oakes. And let's go through the answers. for this is what we do here on the Big Wild Quiz. We give the answers at the end of each round to keep you on the edge of your seat. So, Wizard Liam, please may we have the picture of question 1 of round 2 again. And Emma, what has David found?
It's a gannet.
Yes, Europe's largest seabird.
Let us know in the chat how you're getting on with this particular round. I love the format and I want to know how you're doing.
Oh, Amanda's got bats in her garden. I've been enjoying seeing bats recently.
Very nice.
Yeah, lovely. So if you said gannet for question 1 or question 6, depending on how you're doing it, well done. Second picture, second species. This one was tricky, I would say.
Yeah. I think I would have got halfway. I think I would have got half of this right. I don't know about you. So
I don't even know if I would have got that, to be honest. I mean, I said bouncy castle, so
close. Yeah.
What are we looking at?
It was a 7-spot ladybird larva, and I think I might have got the ladybird element to it, but I definitely wouldn't have narrowed it down to exactly which. But ladybird larvae are so fascinating. They look, again, would be great for a hand lens. And I've had loads of them in my garden the last couple of weeks. They look really prehistoric and amazing. And I think it wasn't until somebody maybe told me last year or the year after that turns into the ladybug that we all know and love, the sort of lovely red, shiny beetle. Like, I had not twigged at all that amazing journey, but they're just really cool looking.
Yeah, they are. They're amazing. And prehistoric is definitely the right word. Good. Okay, well, we have the third picture. There we are. And what David is looking at here is a great crested newt. How incredible. Equally prehistoric, I would say.
What an absolute beauty.
Is that someone you would like in your pond, Emma?
I would love a great crested. I've got smooth newts. I've had a few.
Have you?
But great crested are the rarer.
Oh, yeah. One day, I reckon, let's all manifest a great crested newt for Emma in her pond.
I'll be sure to let you know.
Thank you very much. Okay, penultimate picture, please. Thank you. What's he looking at here? He is looking at a minke whale. Did you know minke whale are also known for fun, but also for real, as stinky mink, because they absolutely stink of rotten fish. When they exhale through their blowhole, when they come up to the surface, it often smells of the most rotting fish you can imagine.
Oh, is that something you've first time experienced of?
It is actually, yes. Thank you for asking. I was on a boat and on a boat trip from Cornwall, and the skipper smelt the stinky mink before he saw it.
Oh,
and
what an amazing power!
It was a really kind of phenomenal smell. It felt sort of very powerful, very marine.
I think to know you've breathed the same air.
Oh,
as a whale is quite something, even if it's pretty stinky.
It's quite a flex, isn't it? Yeah. I'll remember that. Also, we just want to point out that this is quite a difficult round. So if you said ladybird on the previous couple of pictures before on the 7-spot ladybird larva, if you literally just put ladybird, we'll give you half a point. Yeah, for that one. And a full point for 7-spotted ladybird larva, if that's okay. Good. We're on to our final answer for round 2. I think David was really enjoying himself on this one. There we go. And Emma, would you like to deliver the news?
Yes, the headline, of course, wasn't moss. It's a pine martin. Look at that cutie. Oh,
yeah. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
People in the chat bragging about their newts.
Jenny's got palmate newts in my pond and garden.
Yeah, and Isaac caught a great crested newt when pond dipping the other day, which is wow.
That's amazing. I would love to see a photo of that one day. I bet that was great because they're really quite big as well. So that must have been a wonderful surprise. Well done, Isaac. That's lovely. Cool. Yes, well done, everyone. tally up your points as you go. We're going straight into round 3, which you might enjoy as a bit of a breather because it's a classic quiz format. It is true or false for round 3.
Yeah, let's see this one. I think I might find this one easier if I was playing. Hopefully, some of you will also feel the same. So, question, 1 of round 3, but 11 overall. Less than 50% of UK land is farmed. True or false? That was less than 50% of UK land is farmed.
Good. I've got no. I've truly lost for words there.
Really hard.
Question 12 overall, or number 2 of round 3, if you're doing it that way. True or false? Limpets, love a limpet, never return to the same rock after feeding. Is that true or is that false? Limpets never return to the same rock after feeding. Are they loyal or are they not? True or false?
All right, ready for another one? So question 13. There's a species of snail in the UK that glows in the dark. True, false, what are we thinking? Species of snail somewhere in the UK that glows in the dark.
Lovely. Someone in the chat actually was talking about glowworms a minute ago. I think they went on a glowworm survey. Let me try and find out who that was. It sounded really, really... It's very much glowworm season at the moment. Well, it's usually a bit later in the summer, I think, but it feels... I mean, the colours outside, I guess because of the dry weather and the heat, are looking a bit more like July and August than they are June. But, yeah, glowworms are pretty cool. But obviously, in that question, we're talking about snails. Question 14 of round 3, or question 3, true or false? The cuckoo, had one of them again the other day. That's another one I've heard this year a bit more than I did last year.
Impression, by the way.
Thank you so much. The cuckoo lays its eggs in other birds' nests and leaves them to raise its young. True or false? Does the cuckoo lay its eggs in other birds' nests and leave them to raise their young?
In the chat, it looks like people were finding the picture round quite hard. So hopefully we're going to be scoring a little bit higher on this one.
Yeah, I must say I do prefer being on this side of the delivery than answering.
Do you know what? I do love a quiz, but actually...
Can't do them. But this is all a bit of fun. No prizes, just joy.
Absolutely. All right, final one for this round. True or false? Lynx were once a wild species here in the UK. That's lynx. Were they once wild? Or lynx were once wild in the UK. True or false?
And we're talking about the species, of course, not the deodorant.
Well, there was a period of time where it felt like that was running.
That was a really thriving species at school, it seemed.
Defining, era, I think, when swept across the UK.
Absolutely iconic. Okay, that is... Let's do the answers, yeah. Good idea.
So the first one, question 11, was less than 50% of the UK land is farmed. True or false? It's actually false. It's actually 70% of the UK is farmed.
That's why I was lost for words there. Well done. Okay, question 2 or question 12 of round 3. True or false? Limpets never return to the same rock after feeding. The answer is false. They actually leave a scar on the rock and perfectly fit back into it. I think that's amazing.
Sweet.
Very, very sweet. They have real home loyalty, which I love.
Yeah,
so we said false for that one. Correct.
If anyone knows anything about limpets in the chat, I implore you, please let me know the answer to what is about to be a very stupid question. how do they find their way back to their like home? They have like, are they kind of Hansel and Greteling?
Google Maps.
Kind of, yeah, are they leaving a trail behind, or do they just keep scouring that same rock again to try and find their own perfect little nook? I wonder how they know.
Yes. Is it smell? Is it magnetism?
Ooh.
Is it chemical, physical,
Did
spiritual?
Neighbours. Oh, Sharon's over there, so off to the left. A bit like on your tent at Glastonbury.
Nice, good link.
We had to get that in somewhere, didn't we? Thank you, all of you who are not at Glastonbury and joining us.
Yes, yeah, very true. Yeah, thank you.
Headline: the Wildlife Trust's 30 days wild. Right? That's fair to say.
Headline act. Cool. We digress, of course.
Good Next one. True or false? We asked you, is there a species of snail in the UK that glows in the dark? Devastatingly, this was false. I was very briefly very excited. There are glow-in-the-dark creatures in nature, such as glowworms, which we've mentioned, and some maritime animals. But unfortunately, no snails in the UK glow, which would make sort of a night camping.
Oh, insane. Or at least have glow-in-the-dark, like, trails.
Ooh, yeah. So I'm someone that grows my own vegetables. I actually don't. I think the idea of having glow-in-the-dark trails across my vegetables would no. I think I'm not here for that.
Not ready for that. Okay. I'll take note of that. Good. Okay. Question 4 or question 14 of round 3. True or false? The cuckoo lays their eggs in other birds' nests and leaves them to raise their young. This is, of course, true. This is an absolutely textbook, iconic example of brood parasitism. And you may have seen those hilarious pictures of an enormous cuckoo chick being fed and tended to lovingly by an adult wren, who is there probably completely flummoxed why they have an enormous child in their nest. But yes, the answer is very much true. I think it's kind of amazing.
Very, very cool. Thank you to everyone in the chat as well who have jumped in on the limpet question.
Everyone's talking about mucus all of a sudden.
Apparently limpets leave behind a mucus trail that they can follow back. Thank you everyone for letting us know.
Sounds like a 10-year-old at school in winter. Lovely.
Lovely. And on that, links.
Nice.
Lynx were once a wild species in the UK. This is in fact true. So, well done everyone who didn't get derailed by our anecdote about body spray. Was it even deodorant at that point, or was it just scent? Who knows? Lynx, the far more exciting version, were once a wild species in the UK.
Oh, love it. Okay, we are flying through. Do let us know how you're getting on, how the scores are looking. We are on to, if you're doing it all the way through, we're on to question 16, or it is also known as question 1 of round 4. And I think you're going to like this round. This is the classic popular poo round. There always has to be a poo round in a nature quiz, I think. Don't you think, Emma?
Absolutely. This round is titled Whose Scat Is That? We're going to flash up a photograph, and the job is simple. Just tell us who you think left behind the poo that somebody then photographed. So question 16, the first one of this round. Liam, if you can pop that one up.
Pop that poo up. There we go. Lovely.
Great.
Love that.
I'm imagining everybody really leaning into their screens.
Really peering in. It's very dry.
You can probably get some good visual clues there. Yep.
Yeah, can definitely do that.
Write it down. See what you think that is.
Okay, everyone seemed to have done a bit better on that round. That's good. Good to hear that. Keep morale up. Well done, Andy. Well done, Lisa. Well done, Shakespeare of Borg. Very good. Okay, question 2 of Whose Scat Is That? Let's flash that baby up.
Very different, this one. Very different.
Indeed.
I don't think I've seen this one myself before. Maybe somebody, maybe anyone who is listening recognise. Anyone can recognise this. Let us know if you think you've seen this before, and pop your answers down. Who do you think left that behind? I like that they included a ruler for scale.
Yes, I was just about to say that. I'm really enjoying the help of the measurement aspect there. Really enjoy being assisted when it comes to anything numerical.
Well, should we have another poo?
Quote of the
day today. Thank you, Wildlife Trust's devices. This is question 18. Who left this behind?
Wow, what on earth did they have for dinner?
That one strikes me as quite a large specimen.
Yes, we're on our third poo and it's already still giving.
Absolutely. Right. Go on then, Liam. One more. Well, actually, we've got two more, but the next one, 19. Give us another poo. Whose scat is that then? I think I've come across some of these before.
Have you? That's nice.
I reckon. Yeah.
Lovely.
I reckon as well, and this is purely based on the photograph.
That's more of a traditional poo, I would say.
More of a traditional poo. Lovely. Okay, and then final one. Now, this one is a bit of a double whammy. There are two. There's a few poos in the picture, but they're clearly of two different types and have been left by two different species. So what you've got here is a chance to get, you can get a half point for each species that you correctly identify, but you also have to know which one is which, if that makes sense. So you've got one on the right, one on the left. See if you can work out who did which one.
Do you know what they're reminding me of? And I'm suddenly really hungry for them, and I haven't had them in about 15 years. There was that cereal called like Golden Boulders or like Golden Rocks. Oh, Golden Nuggets!
They were absolutely elite childhood.
They were.
I'm sure they had no nutritional value whatsoever, but it was the Golden Nuggets.
I remember we had to really nag Mum as a special treat to get us some Golden Nuggets, and when we had them, we would request full fat blue milk with them. They were unbelievable.
Cereal, wasn't it? Yeah.
Really elite.
They're not still in existence because you probably would off whatever it was that you were going to say. That reminded you. Let's get
let's get some poo answers.
So number 1 or number 16, this was an owl. I think you can sort of tell. There's a little bit, some bones in there, a little bit of feathers.
I love an owl poo. Yeah. It's a proper science experiment. You can fully dissect them and have a good investigation as to what they had for dinner last night. And it's not messy. It's very dry because it's kind of bound with the fur of the species that they may have eaten, like a mouse or a vole.
Very good. Very good. It's been a while since I dissected an owl pellet. I have to admit, it was very enjoyable.
Another memorable quote from Emma Brisdion.
What a treat. Okay, how about the next one? Question 17. These ones were a little bit smaller.
Very, very much, yeah.
And they are left behind by a bat. Now, somebody in the chat earlier was saying that they were looking after orphaned bats. So I hope that you got that one. Shakespeare Borg, I've been monitoring the bat rescue chat and we've got several dehydrated babies. I read that one in a bit of a rush, but I took that to mean that you were rescuing bats too. I have a colleague at work who rescues bats actually, and she sends us all kinds of photos of them. They're so tiny when they're born, these baby bats. I'm hoping that you recognised the bat poo.
Bat poo is very cool. It's also often a bit glittery if you see it under a low light, because when they are eating insects and invertebrates that have a chitiny exoskeleton, it doesn't fully break down. So you've got this kind of shiny glitter that is basically semi-decomposed insect skeleton. And under a bright light on a dark night, it is incredibly like bougie poo. glittery poo.
Well, folks, that's something to look
Yeah.
out for in the future, clearly.
Yeah, good. Next picture, please, Liam.
18. This is the one that we said was maybe quite a big poo. And again, you could probably get some clues as to what it had been having for dinner. But this one is the poo of an otter.
Otters well, they eat a lot, don't they? Fish and more fish.
fish, more fish. Oh, sorry, I've been told off that an owl pellet is not poo.
Sorry, David.
But Shakespeare of Org has confirmed, in fact, that bat poo is glittery. Very, very good anecdote.
You win some, you lose some.
See, I think you'd actually be very good on the other side of the quiz. You've got a lot of knowledge up your sleeve these days.
Right. Next picture. Question 19.
The one
the traditional poo.
As a traditional poo. Badgers are going around leaving traditional poos. Quite big.
Yeah. One. They are one of the heaviest carnivores, of course, as we found out earlier.
Come up a couple of times. And then question 20, which is the last one of this round. This is one where you could either get a half point or full points. One of these have been left by hare. These droppings are on the right. They tend to be slightly bigger and flatter than the rabbit droppings, which are left on the left-hand side of the screen. So well done. Hopefully you managed to get at least one, if not two of those. And on the right directions, that is. So that was hare on the right and rabbit on the left. Let us know how you did in the Who Scatters that round. I've said the word poo more than I thought I was going to today. It's a keen part of being a naturalist, isn't it? Looking for signs of wildlife, even if you can't see the creatures themselves.
100%. Yeah, all part of it. But well done. Always enjoy the poo round a lot. And we have 2 rounds left. So this is going to be round 5, then we've got round 6, and that is it. So we are on question 21 overall, or question 1 of round 5. This one is very, well, they're all good rounds, but I always like a good odd one out. So we're going to give you a list of species, A, B, C, D, and all you have to say is what you think is the odd species out. We will tell you why it's the odd one out in the answer. So put your thinking caps on, have a go. It's all just a bit of fun. Which species is going to be the odd one out? Mixed results of the other round. Who is difficult, who is hard. There's quite a lot of detective work in there. But well done for giving it a go. Marion, what was number 3 of that round? Number 3 was...
Sorry for flying through that one.
Yeah.
Hopefully you got that correct.
Okay. Hopefully we're ready for round 5. Odd one out. Let's go for it anyway. Okay. Question 1, question 21. Which is the odd species out of A, a common toad, B, a smooth newt, C, a common frog, or D, a grass snake? From the top, which is the odd one out? It's on your screens as well for you to read. Is it A, a common toad, B, a smooth newt, C, common frog, or D, a grass snake? And we will tell you why the odd one out is the odd one out when we give you the answers at the end of the round. Oh, wow. John's doing well.
I got distracted by the chat there. John says, getting the rabbit and hare answer right just won me a vodka cocktail prize. Interesting. Not sure who's giving out the prizes. It's not us, but fair play. Well done for getting the answer right. So.
John's getting more than pride and joy there. Very good.
Yeah, absolutely. Question 22 then. So number 2 in the odd one out round. Here are your 4 options. We've got adder, grass snake, slow worm, and earthworm. Which one of those is the odd one out? Get your thinking caps on. Get your hand lenses out.
Oh, love it. Yes, good. Okay, question 23 overall, or question 3 of round 5. Which is the odd one out of the following? Puffin, kestrel, sparrowhawk, or barn owl? Which is the odd one out of a puffin, kestrel, sparrowhawk, or barn owl?
We're heading into the woods for the next one. We're looking at trees. Question 24, so 4 of this round. Which one is the odd one out between an oak, ash, yew, and bramble?
Nice. Had a nice amount of time with trees today already, haven't we? Heard from you earlier.
And
Was it
David
right?
Oakes has popped in.
Okay, final question of round 5. Question 25. Which is the odd one out of bluebell, snowdrop, daffodil, and foxglove? Which is the odd one out of bluebell, snowdrop, daffodil, and foxglove?
Some very iconic species there. Do you know, I've got foxgloves growing in my garden this year for the first time.
Have you?
Amazing.
Purple ones?
Pink.
White ones? Pink ones? Nice.
Yeah. Very
Lovely.
beautiful. Very beautiful. And
they are very beautiful.
Absolutely loving them.
They're like little bells and trumpets, and you know, they're beautiful.
Trumpets is a good way to describe them. They do look like they should be sort of blasting, sort of great chords. In here, get your pollen here. Should we do some answers before
I think so. Yeah, we could go on, but we won't. Here are the answers then for round 5, odd one out. We asked you what the odd species out was amongst the list of common toad, smooth newt, common frog, and grass snake. And the answer is D, a grass snake is the odd one out. And I'll tell you for why. The answer is because the grass snake is a reptile, whilst all the others are amphibians. So it's simply that a grass snake is in a different group of animals. So if you said grass snake for question 21 as the odd one out, you are correct.
Very nice. Question 22. We offered you the adder, the grass snake again, the slow worm, and the earthworm. And it was your job to decipher that it was D, the earthworm, that was the odd one out of those 4. Why? Well, that's because earthworms are invertebrates, whereas the others are legless reptiles.
Very good. My dad said that he saw 2 slow worms under his compost bin when he was moving it around yesterday.
Oh.
I really wish he had told me, because I love a slow worm. And I would have liked to have gone and said hello. Anyway, maybe another time. Lovely. Question 23. We asked you what the odd one out species was out of puffin, kestrel, sparrowhawk, and barn owl. And the answer is a puffin. A puffin is a seabird, while the others are all birds of prey. Sweet puffin.
Oh.
Not a penguin, unfortunately, but a sweet little orc, as we now know.
Alas, not a penguin.
Yeah.
Question 24. We took you into the woods for this one. We invited you to look at the oak, the ash, the yew, and the bramble. And the odd one out of those 4 was D, the bramble. Why? Because it's a shrub, and all of the others are tree species commonly found in UK woodlands.
Lovely. Well done if you said bramble. Question 5, or 25. The odd one out from bluebell, snowdrop, daffodil, and foxglove was, of course, the lovely foxglove. And this is because foxgloves grow from seed, whereas the others grow from bulb. So perhaps that may have been easier for the gardeners amongst you, the green, really true green-fingered dirty nails amongst you. So well done if you said foxglove. That's quite a tricky one. I certainly would have found that quite tricky. But let us know how you got on. We have one round left, so just a few minutes left. We're going on to question 26 in a moment, but let us know how you got on.
Now, this last round, round 6, this is the hardest round. Let's be honest. I think this is the one where we're really going to put you to the test. If you think you're a bit of a wildlife nerd, you know, come prepared for this one. This is the end of quiz expert round.
Or as Liam has written, our end of level baddie round. So if you want to be a true big wild quiz baddie, this is your time to shine.
Erica, Sylvia, and Stuart in the chat all scored 5 out of 5 for the last round.
So, okay, we've got some real baddies in the chat. I don't think I'm ever going to say that sentence again in my life.
Wonderful, thanks. Brilliant. Okay, first one up then, baddies. Question 26. Oh, I hate it. I can't say that seriously.
I'm so glad this is recorded.
Which of the following is a true fly from the order Diptera? 1, crane fly. 2, scorpion fly. 3, mayfly. Or 4, sawfly. Those options again for you. Which of these is a true fly? 1, crane fly. 2, scorpion fly. 3, mayfly. Or 4, sawfly.
They're all epic.
If you want to get started.
Absolutely lovely. Right. You've all done well. Okay. I feel like you're all leveling up. So this really could be a decider. Question 2 of round 6. Question 27. What is the largest dolphin species found in UK waters? What is the largest dolphin species found in UK seas? Largest dolphin. Leveling up.
Question 28. I've been given a word here that I've never said out loud before, so forgive my...
Oh, here we go. Turning my volume up.
Record this. If an animal is described as mycophagous, what does it eat?
Love it.
If an animal is described as mycophagous, what does it eat? And, you know, if I've said that wrong, please do.
Mycophagus. I was going to say mycophagus, but that sounds a bit like esophagus, and I'm not sure that's what we're going for here. Okie dokie. Oh, okay. Question 29. Which of these is not the name of a real UK fish? Which of these is not the name of a real UK fish? Striped red mullet, common topknot, blonde ray, or long-tailed pompadour? Which of these is not the name of a real UK fish? Striped red mullet, common topknot, blonde ray, or long-tailed pompadour?
Excellent choices. Very, very good.
I feel like, yeah, I won't say that actually.
All right, final question of this round and of the quiz. What is the UK's largest woodpecker? What is the UK's largest woodpecker to round out the 30 Days Wild Big Wild Quiz?
My mother-in-law has a very regular one of these. Visit her bird feeder in the kitchen, and it's lovingly nicknamed Pecky Back. Pecky Back is in woodpecker's back.
Love that. I love that.
Oh, I feel like this is going to be a hot decider for you all. Shall we give you the answers of our end of level big baddie round?
Let's do it. So question 1 of the round 6, which is question 26 overall. Which of these is a true fly? The answer was number 1, the crane fly. So hopefully all of you baddies are off to a good start and got that one right. Do you know what? I can't.
It really flows off the tongue, though. I really feel like you could it could work well for you in time.
If anyone listens to our podcast at any point this summer, I think this is going to be one of those words that just accidentally pops into my vocabulary now. It's rooted.
Yeah. I think it works well for you.
From the Wildlife Trust has suggested, in fact, that we rename the quiz next year to be the Big Bad Quiz next year.
Yes.
I love.
Absolutely, yes. We're here for it. The Big Bad Quiz.
Big Bad Quiz. Big fan. Big fan.
Sold. Right then. Question 27. The largest dolphin species found in UK waters is the orca. And I feel like this would have tripped me up, I think, because my default is, of course, bottlenose, rissos, common, the classic dolphins. I do sometimes feel like I forget that orcas are dolphins, and they are about the largest. And they're, of course, found in UK seas. And we're very lucky to have them.
That's the other thing I would have forgotten as well. I would have forgotten that they're also visitors to our wonderful coastlines as well. I think you often imagine orca in far-flung exotic locations, which of course they are too, but these amazing creatures still come and visit us and hang out and feed, and I would love to see one. Scotland is quite a good place to fly.
Totally.
My way up.
Very exciting. On my list as well, for sure.
We should go.
Let's do it.
Big baddie road trip.
Wow.
28. We asked you if an animal is described as mycophagous, which Liam has also told me I pronounced correctly. Thank you very much. I should have just not admitted to that and just gone in with confidence. What does it eat? The answer is fungi.
Yes.
Very good. I think myco there would have hopefully given enough clues to plenty of you. But getting on.
I'm having does that mean, okay, so if I'm having mushrooms for dinner, as in mushroom steak night, if I'm having mushrooms for my dinner, am I mycophagous?
Mycophagous.
Oh.
I prefer mycophagous.
I just guess I've got esophagus on my brain at the moment.
I think so. Maybe.
I feel like I'm going to be mycophagous tonight.
Yes.
Is anyone else going to be mycophagous? Let us know in the chat.
I think so. I think it's good. It's good weather for, I don't know, mushrooms and garlic, I think.
Oh, yes. Good. Okay, question 29, penultimate question of the last round. We asked you, which of these is not the name of a real UK fish? Striped red mullet, common top knot, blonde ray, long-tailed pompadour. And I am delighted to say, but also devastated, that a long-tailed pompadour is not the name of a real UK fish. But also I'm delighted because it means that there is a fish called the common top knot.
Again, we're going to have to add this to our tour and to try and find one, because I 100% would have put that as my answer. And I'm thrilled that exists. But what would a long-tailed pompadour look like, do you think, if that's the one that's not a real UK fish?
I think it would look like David Oakes going to find some great crested newts or pine martins, dressed up in his character outfit from the play that he's currently doing.
Oh, yes.
Strutting around London, long-tailed pompadour as David Oakes on a work night.
He's got a good head of hair, to be fair. He could be the common top knot.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Anyway, he's probably logged off at this point.
He's not.
Final question, then you can all start doing some maths. Question 30, we asked you, what was the UK's largest woodpecker? It was, of course, the green woodpecker. So hopefully you've seen some in life. They are absolutely beautiful.
Or heard them. They sound a bit like they're laughing when they are emitting their how do you say? How do you say in English? When they're vocalizing, when they're singing, when they're laughing.
We're vocalizing, I suppose.
Yeah, gosh, it's definitely gone 7 o'clock,
You
hasn't
know,
it? I'm going mad.
the tongue goes up behind its brain and over to protect its brain.
No, stop.
Because they
From when it's pecking.
yeah, because of this, the sort of the pressure and the force they're using when they're pecking, their tongue actually goes up. And somebody told me that recently, and I thought they were pulling my leg until I googled it. It's quite fascinating.
Wow, I'm going to make a note of that. I want to see a picture of that. I want to see a cross section of a woodpecker's head.
All right, hopefully you're all doing some maths. Let us know how you got on.
Okay, so the total you're looking for is 30, because if you said ladybird for the 7-spot larvae, but you didn't say the 7-spot larvae of a ladybird, you get half a point. Full point if you said the full species. And then remember there was that cheeky half point on the rabbit poo and the hare poo. So some half points up for grabs, but 30 in total is what you're looking for. So do let us know.
Some strong scores already coming in.
Just a bit of fun.
Already.
Oh, wow. Okay.
23
well
from
done,
Erica.
Erica.
To beat so far. Well done.
And
actually really
our tech wizard, Liam, behind the scenes, has said, if you've scored above 25, you're a mycophagous baddie on the big bad quiz.
Oh, Wildlife Trust, if you haven't, by the end of this coming week, designed some new T-shirts as part of your merchandising strategy, we've got to get to the drawing board.
We're in trouble here.
I would wear that T-shirt with pride.
I absolutely
even if I probably didn't score the required entry.
Oh, gosh, look, well done, everyone. Double digits everywhere. Smashed it, spork the boat. It's got 19. That's very strong.
Yeah.
It's quite a tough quiz, to be fair. I really would have struggled, I think, in a couple of them. So thank you so much for taking part in the quiz, whether it's your first year, whether you're a regular coming back. And well done for making it this far through in 30 Days Wild. It is the last day tomorrow, but as Emma said at the beginning, it doesn't have to be the end of the story. We can do simple things each day whenever we have the time to support nature. We of course benefit from doing that, whether it's a walk through the park, having your meals outside, feeding the birds, going to the coast. It helps us feel better mentally, physically, and it also helps give us motivation, I think, to help nature. Also, I guess in this dry weather and in this heat, adding a water source to your garden is a really, really good one. And then, of course, when you find things, let us know. You can support your local wildlife trusts and any community projects they have. They often have loads going on. The wildlife trusts around me often have really cool rock pool sea safaris, which is a great thing to do on the weekend if you're there on a Friday wondering what to do. And I want to say a huge thank you to Emma. It was wonderful to have you on board. Loved it. And I want to ask you, Emma, what are your plans for your last day of 30 Days Wild tomorrow? How are you going to spend it?
Ooh, well, first of all, thank you very much, and a huge thank you to you for carrying the good ship, what is now to be renamed the Baddie Quiz. It's been an absolute treat, and thank you all of you for coming and being part of this, particularly in the chat. It's been great to interact with you all and find out how you're getting on. What am I going to do tomorrow? Well, tomorrow's a Monday. It's a work day, so I'm going to get up and go for a walk before work. Great to get a little bit of sunlight in the eye, on the face before I sit down and look at a screen. And I think I'm going to walk up the hill. I normally walk along the river in the morning, which is lovely. I saw otters there recently, which was just blew my mind.
Another classic anecdote. Okay.
So I'll see what I see from the top of the hill behind my house, I think.
Oh, what about you? Well, do let us know. What am I going to do? I think I'm going to do a classic Devon thing here, unfortunately, because I know not everybody can easily access the coast on a weeknight, but I think I might go to the beach and go for a swim. It's going to be a hot one tomorrow.
Very nice.
I think I might have to do that. And I think I might take a packed dinner. It's one of our favourite things to do, and have dinner on the beach.
Very nice. Yeah, very, very nice. Oh, that sounds wonderful. I hope you all find something wild to do tomorrow, and indeed for the rest of the year. Keep it up, keep going.
365.
The Wildlife Trust for organising this wonderful annual event. Yeah, brilliant.
Indeed.
Thank you very much.
Have a lovely evening. I'll see you all very soon.